I'm Catherine. I did an internship in Sydney, Australia this summer. So this is the first day that I got there. Kind of had a rough time. It was a 14-hour flight. I flew by myself. I didn't know anyone. Got lost in LAX airport. Got to Sydney. Didn't get any sleep. And then I found out that my luggage was lost. So then we climbed up the stairs of the bridge, and I got this picture. And I was like, it's going to be okay. It's worth the view. Yep. This is, we went to a koala park during one of the first first couple of days that we were there. We got to feed kangaroos. They were the cutest things I've ever seen. They were probably like up to here, and their tails are like my body length, and they're super strong. That was one of my favorite parts, was feeding the kangaroos. This is also at the koala park. They had emus, and so this is actually an emu egg, and as you can see, it's huge. They're also green, which is weird. And the farmer offered for us to take it home and make omelets with it if we wanted to. So we did take it, but then we forgot to refrigerate it, so we couldn't eat it. This is the Blue Mountains. So we went hiking. These kind of paths with the rocks are all throughout the mountains. So wherever you walk, there's man-made paths, and it just goes through the whole mountains. That was really fun exploring that. The views were amazing. And it's called the Blue Mountains because when you look at the trees from far away, they have a blue hue. So this is kind of my walk to work every day. This is a hostel that we stayed in the first couple of days. That's the train station, and then on the other side of this bell tower is where I worked. And then this guy's wearing a winter hat, so I thought that was a good picture because it was winter when I was there, and I didn't really plan for that. I kind of did, but since it didn't snow, I didn't think it would be that cold. These are some of my coworkers, Jenny, Chrissy, and Can. They were amazing. They loved having me there. They definitely made sure that my experience was way more than it should have been. They took me out to lunch all the time. They really just showed me around. They'd give me coupons and tell me where to go and just basically took care of me. This was one of my favorite meals I had. It's a pulled pork sandwich. This is aioli sauce. Aioli sauce in Australia is the greatest thing ever. They put it on everything. So I dipped sweet potato fries in it. And this is where one of the girls that I worked with took me for lunch one day. So this is the Sydney Opera House at night, which you don't usually see. One of the guys I work with, I know I said they'd give me things. One guy gave me free tickets to an opera. So I went to an opera at night after work, and it's actually in Italian. So they have a subtitle screen, so you read the entire opera while they're singing. So that was really interesting. I didn't really know that they did in different languages. I was there for 4th of July. They made a menu. The menu was very weird. Like, one of their snacks was an apple pie. We think of that as dessert. It was crazy. We went to the Hard Rock Cafe, and they had trivia questions about American things. We had no idea what the answers were. So that just kind of says. These were some of my roommates. The two girls around me were kind of my best friends when I was there. These girls were amazing. They're from all over the States. We all had different internships. But we would go out together, we'd go shopping together, walk through the flea markets together. We were just always together. There was 8 of us in one apartment, but we had roommates, so it was fine. This is University of Sydney. It feels like Hogwarts. When you walk up, that's the other side of that is the front. This is from the courtyard, so like this is actually the back view. It literally felt like we were walking through Hogwarts. It was amazing. This is on this, I went on a surf camp for a weekend, learned how to surf. It's really hard, but it is so fun once you stand up. The beach we were on was called The Farm, and it was actually raining, and it was probably around 40 or 50 degrees. So we were freezing, and we still it was probably my favorite weekend, so it was so fun. This is the group of people we went on surf camp with. It was just a bunch of people from Sydney who happened to sign up for the same surf camp as us. So we had people from China, Italy, Russia. There was us. So a lot of people didn't speak English as their first language. So that was a really cool experience, getting to meet all of them and surf with them. I did ride camels, which is kind of weird because they're not really from Australia. We rode camels along a beach, and then we went on a whale watching tour after. It was just kind of part of it. So that was really cool. I've never ridden a camel before. And they really do make like noises. So like picture a really annoying noise coming out of his mouth right now. That's real. This is in Cairns, which is kind of by where the Great Barrier Reef is. So we went there for a weekend trip. This is called the Esplanade. Along the Esplanade, there's a bunch of parks for kids. and then flea markets and shops. And it's about 3 miles long, I think. And our hostel was at the complete opposite side, so we walked that a couple times a day. And then this is in the Great Barrier Reef. These are some of my good friends. This girl was actually located, she worked at a skydiving place, so she wasn't in Sydney with the other 3 of us. So it was really fun to get to meet up with her and go on a trip together. The Great Barrier Reef was so cool. They take their coffee very seriously in Australia. They don't know what Keurigs are, nothing like that. And they have a whole coffee aroma festival. During this festival was the most crowded I saw Sydney the entire time I was there. And these people are doing a designing show, so they're having a competition to see who can make the best design in their coffee. I climbed the top of the bridge. It's so cool. That's the back of the city, and the opera house is over here. This is Johnny. He is actually from New Zealand, so we had our own Kiwi with us. That's what they call them. And then that's Jack, and Jack actually goes here too. So we didn't know each other going on the trip, and then we became really good friends. These 2, Taylor and Jordan, they were kind of my best friends when I was there. This is from Bondi Beach, pretty famous beach. There's an entire wall, probably a couple miles, or not a couple miles. It's probably a mile long, and it's all graffiti, but it's planned graffiti, so everyone signs it. It's supposed to be there. And then this is just kind of a summary of my trip, how kind of reminded me that I was so small and that the world is so big. And this was just my favorite place to be was Bondi Beach. Yeah, it's just my favorite picture of the trip. So yeah. I think that's it.
Great.